And let's honor everybody's time. We are going to get started with our kindergarten orientation, San Miguel Kinder Orientation. So thank you everyone so much for being here. I'm Mrs. Jones. I am the super proud principal here at San Miguel. We've got some other folks that we'll do introductions for in just a moment. We are here to talk about kindergarten, and we're so excited to do so. So can everyone see my screen okay? It's been a little while since I shared my screen, I feel like. The summer got me out of the Zoom mode. But adults at home, this is our agenda for this afternoon. It is meant to be a very high-level overview of kindergarten. So we're not going to get into all of the nuts and bolts and every single detail and know that you have enough on your mind, but we wanted to make sure that you knew what to expect, who's here, what does kindergarten look like, and most importantly, how you can connect with us to make sure that you always have the most up-to-date information. So let's first get started with who our team is here at SME, or San Miguel Elementary. Mrs. Cruz.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Cruz, and I am super excited for kindergarten in person this year. All right. And so here's just a little bit about me and some pictures of my family and my cat. And this is my 29th year of teaching, mostly here at San Miguel. I love reading, hiking, biking, being outdoors, cats, and teaching kindergarten. It is my favorite grade level, and I have almost taught them all up to 5th grade, like K1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at some time during my career. I've been married for 25 years, and I have 2 awesome sons. Kyle's 22 and Ryan's 19. And my cat, isn't she cute? She's 14 years old. So we're working on keeping her healthy. And I can't wait to meet all of you in person. And I'm thankful that you are here today.
Yay. Thank you, Mrs. Cruz. Miss Via just had to step off. She had some technical difficulties, but she'll be back. So let's go over to Miss Virgin, our new kindergarten teacher.
Hi everyone, my name is Miss Virgin. This is going to be my first year at San Miguel, so I'm very excited to be a stallion and to meet all of you new stallions. I have worked in education for about 6 years. My favorite thing in life right now is my 1-year-old Great Dane. Her name is Suki, and she is typically the mascot of my classroom. So your kids are going to hear a lot about her. She's just a goofball, and it's awesome. I love outside of my classroom. I love volleyball, specialty coffee, traveling, old movies, and crafts. Anything Michael's is everything that I'm about. I recently moved to San Diego from Sacramento, California. I am a Kings fan. I know that that is a disappointing role to be because they never win. But you know what? One day we'll get back there. And I have taught everything except for 4th grade. But kindergarten is my favorite grade to teach as well. So I'm going to follow Miss Cruz in that step, and I'm excited to be a part of your kindergarten team.
Awesome. Thank you. And I don't see Miss Via with us yet, but I know she will be. She's just switching computers. So we'll come back to her once she pops on. We've got a couple other people to meet. Mrs. Robinson.
Hey, everybody. I'm Mrs. Robinson. I'm the school social worker here at San Miguel. This is my 4th year at San Miguel, but I've been a social worker for about 14 years or so. And I am actually, I have a kindergartner as well. She is starting in a couple of weeks. So I'll be in your shoes in about 2 weeks from now. So I'm right there with you. And I love camping and traveling and listening to podcasts. I'm a real sucker for podcasts, cooking. And I guess the most important thing is I want you to know I'm here to help with pretty much anything. I'm in access for resources or counseling, or just if you have a question or a concern about something, please don't hesitate to reach me here at school. And I'm looking forward to meeting all your kids on Wednesday. It's very exciting.
Thank you, Mrs. Robinson. So those were kind of our highlights, our folks that we wanted you to get to know a little bit more about. But in addition to that, we put together a little video that I'm gonna make sure that we all can hear. Actually, hang on, guys. I'm gonna stop sharing really fast, and I'm gonna make sure that I shared my sound because I don't know if I did that. Nope, I did not. All right. Okay. Oh, actually, before we do that, Miss Via, would you mind? I'm gonna go back to your slide. Oops. Are we on Miss Via's slide? Can everyone see that? Miss Via, are you able to? There you are. All right.
All right, friends, let's see here. I got to get myself out of the way. This is my 4th year teaching at San Miguel. I've been working in special education for 14 years. I'm a parent of children with learning challenges, and helping my children is how I got into special education. I give my students the same level of expectation and dedication that I wanted for my own children. I love to read, garden, tend to my chickens, goats, turkey, and potbelly pigs that I have on my farm, and I paint. And I have 5 children, all but one are grown and beginning adulthood, and my youngest is in the 4th grade.
Thank you, Miss Via. We're glad we got all sorted out with your technical needs. All right, so those were some of our key players. We're gonna watch a video, a little bit of some extra folks to meet here at San Miguel. So here we go. Welcome to kindergarten. I'm Mrs. Jones, your very, very proud principal here at San Miguel. We're so excited to have you. I'm sorry that we can't be here in person for orientation, but we've got some really important people for you to meet. Let us know if you need anything because we're always here to help. And welcome to kindergarten.
Welcome, kindergartners. My name is Mr. J. I'm your assistant principal. I'll be that really tall guy walking around campus and you'll see me and we can say hi. So excited to have you here. We understand that kindergarten is an important time and we're ready to make it as fun and safe and smooth as we possibly can for you. So welcome on board.
Hi, welcome to San Miguel. I'm Mrs. Harville. I'm the school secretary. If you ever need anything, come to the office. Thank you. Welcome to kindergarten.
Hi, I'm Miss Aguayo. I'm the health clerk here at San Miguel. Let me know if you need a Band-Aid or an ice pack, and I'm here to assist you. Welcome to kindergarten.
Hey everyone, I'm Mr. Roland. I am your senior custodian here at San Miguel Elementary.
I'm his tag team partner, Albert Flores, night custodian.
And we're here to welcome you back to school, and we're gonna have such a wonderful year with so many things gonna go on this year.
So we'll see you soon.
Adults at home, you may have questions about how to get your children to school. If you are choosing to drop off, we ask that you head this direction on San Miguel Avenue. You pull into our traffic circle. You take your car all the way down to the next available space. Don't worry, we always have adults flagging you down. You put your car in park, your child heads out of the vehicle, goes to the gate, and then you head off with your day. If you choose to park, please make sure that you do so in the main staff parking lot. Easy peasy. Since we all can't be here at San Miguel for orientation, I wanted to make sure that you knew how to come into school. So kindergartners, you are going to enter through this gate right here. Adults at home, you'll see the classroom building is right over here. You'll be able to see your kiddos through that gate. And my kindergarten friends, you're going to walk in this gate. There's going to be lots of people here saying good morning. We're so glad that you're here, making sure that you've got your mask on. And anyone in Miss Cruz and Miss Virgin's class, you're gonna head right in here and your teacher will be here to welcome you from these doors. Anyone in Miss Via's class, an adult will be right here waiting to walk you to room 21. So see, super easy. So So my kindergarten friends, you know how to get onto campus, but adults at home, since right now we're not able to have any visitors and volunteers, if you should need anything, come right to the front office, ring this doorbell right here, and one of us will be out to help you in just a minute. Yay! Oops. Another little yay at the end, just in case that one wasn't enough. So I hope that that helped kind of give you a high-level overview of what to expect. We're going to share this video specifically. It's on our YouTube channel. So if you need your child to watch it again, or if you would like to watch it again, it will be available to you. So lots of great. Sorry, guys, it keeps doing that. All right, here we go. So let's talk about who we are and what we do here at San Miguel. Our vision as a whole school, all of our staff, everything we do, we are all about creating global 21st century leaders and collaborators that are appreciative of the arts and guided by their emotional intelligence. That sounds like a lot, especially for a kindergartner, but we have lots of things that we do throughout the day in kindergarten that really tackles these skills at a very age appropriate level. And we always talk about imagining and believing and achieving. Our San Miguel school, we are all about challenging students and staff to be high performing, lifelong learners and responsible citizens. And we support our district mission and goals through providing a variety of programs to meet all needs, all the students' academic needs, and expanding their use of technology, which was a big lift for us last year. And I feel like a lot of the things that we learned are going to carry over and make our classrooms even more dynamic, which is super exciting. And Mrs. Cruz.
All right, just a little bit about kindergarten standards. It's not what it used to be. By the end of the year, students need to know a lot more than maybe when you were in kindergarten. And certainly when I was in kindergarten, it was a lot different. When I was in kindergarten, it was only half day, and now we're full day. So we'll be working hard all year. So this is end of the year standards, right? 4 to 5 sentences and a narrative, an informational report, an opinion, and your students will learn all those 3 different types of writing. They will be working on simple addition and subtraction. They will read a level C book with 90% accuracy, and we'll show you what some level C's look like. And they will work on reading and spelling 50 sight words or even more, and counting, writing, and identifying numbers to 100. So know that we'll be working all year long on all these things to support them. And just a few family responsibilities. The biggest one, attend school every day, all day, and be on time. Sometimes kids feel a little left out if they're late to school, so getting them here on time helps them get off to a great start each day. Helping them support their learning at home with their homework. And homework won't start until like week 3, like around August 30th. We need to give them time to kind of ease into their schedule and get used to going to bed early and getting up. So we won't start homework right away. A great thing for everyone to do is check your class and school dojo daily, and you'll be getting invites for dojo soon so that you can get all the information from the school. Also, please notify your teachers when your child will be absent if they're sick, and we'll talk more about that later, but we always like to know what's going on, or if they have an appointment. If we know ahead of time, that helps a lot. And success for them in kindergarten, it really starts with establishing a good routine in the morning, but also in the evening. So getting them to bed on time so that they're ready to get up in the morning, and having everything ready, backpack and water bottle and mask by the door so they're ready for school, and teaching them a little bit of independence, like can they button their buttons? Can they unzip and unbutton or unsnap their pants so they can use the bathroom by themselves? Can they take their jacket off and on their own? Can they open and close their water bottle on their own? And if they're bringing in a lunch from home, can they open their packages? So working on those things with them at home will really help them to be successful and feel comfortable at school. And of course, reading to them every day. That was one of my favorite things to do when my boys were little, but Reading to them every day makes them ready to learn and shows as an indicator of school success. And I'll turn it to Miss Virgin.
All right, so as we're getting to know your kiddos, we do want to kind of just go through an assessment at the beginning of the week. So, or during week 1, I should say. So first week assessment. So the first 5 days of kindergarten are minimum days, which means your kiddo's going to be out by 1:08. And on those days, starting with Wednesday, August 18th through the 25th, we will be taking a few kinders at a time. The teachers are going to be scheduling that with you, the families, and those kiddos are going to stay with us until 2:20 for assessments. And that's just to kind of get a baseline of where their level is at for kindergarten so that we can best support them. This time provides us a chance to assess each kid one at a time and then determine their instructional needs. And so while we're doing that, your children, they're going to be hanging out with us. If they're not with us immediately, they're going to be in a little cohort of friends, getting to know each other. But essentially beginning August or 25th, that's going to be Wednesday. After that, all of our kindergartens are going to be going to school full day, which means that they are all the way up to 2:20. Just a couple more reminders before we start. We want to make sure that we have all of the information for your children that is up to date. That's emergency contacts, immunizations and medications. We want to be able to best serve your kiddo every day to the fullest of our potential. And with that updated information, we're able to do so.
Definitely. So speaking of health and safety, to tie on to what Ms. Virgin just shared, lots of health and safety protocols in place, and I want to make sure that you guys are familiar with them. A lot of these slides actually were, we borrowed them from the town hall presentation that was presented last Wednesday. So if you attended that, and I actually see some familiar names on this, so I bet that some of you have seen this before, but it never hurts to refresh. And as we're going through this, if you have questions, please use the chat box. At the end, we'll give everyone a chance to unmute and ask questions. But while we're going through, if you do have questions, just go ahead and type them in the chat. So COVID testing is an available option to all students. Any staff members that are not vaccinated are required to be tested every week. Testing occurs here on campus in the auditorium during school hours. Students will also have the option to access that. And I really want to stress the word option. This is not a requirement of students. It is absolutely your choice as their parent or guardian. But if you do choose to have them tested, it does occur weekly. You only have to sign up once, and then they will be able to be tested until we no longer test or until you decide that you do not want them to be tested. It is during school hours. It's free of charge. There's nothing you have to do other than sign the form. We take care of everything else. And then the lab will let you know what their results are. I again want to really stress this is optional. This is not required. And if you do not feel comfortable at any time, you can opt out if you've consented, and you are never required to consent to testing. So just to be really clear, this is optional, but it is a support to all of our staff and students that's available. We talk a lot about hand washing and hand hygiene. That's already a big thing in kindergarten before all of this, but now it really is built into classroom schedules. Before recess, after recess, before and after meals, if a student sneezes or uses a Kleenex, anytime they share materials, there is a lot of hand washing and hand sanitizing going on. So it's one of our universal precautions. And I know that while you guys can't come on campus right now, your child may tell you that we actually have installed lots of outside hand washing stations so that students are able to wash their hands pretty much wherever they are on campus, just as a safety precaution. So lots and lots and lots of hand washing is happening all the time. I would say just getting your child used to that if they're not already. It is going to be part of their day throughout the school day. Another thing that we talk about is spacing of students and what we call cohorting of students. This looks different than it did in the spring. So if you have an older child or know a child that was at San Miguel in the spring, it does look a little bit different. Essentially what this means is that whenever possible inside, we are going to promote students and staff 3 feet away from each other. However, the most updated guidance from the CDC and the County Department of Public Health says that you do not need to maintain physical distancing when other universal precautions are in place, such as frequent hand washing, wearing of masks, optional testing, all of those other kinds of things. If they are in place, we do not need to maintain physical distancing of students, but we will whenever possible. We will, when students are outside during mealtime, whether it's breakfast or lunch, they will be spread about 3 feet apart from each other. And then on the playground, students will be playing with their classmates only. And that's just to minimize the amount of kiddos sharing materials and being in the same space with each other. So we will have a level of cohorting outside, and then in the classroom, obviously they're with their friends during the day. So, and again, adults at home, I again want to encourage you, if you have any questions, just to please put it in the chat there, and we'll definitely get to it. All right, facial coverings. This is a big part of our day too, especially teaching some of our 5-year-olds about wearing a mask. Adults and kids need to wear a mask at all time indoors. You can see that all of the staff members here right now do not have a mask on, and that's because they're in their individual space. But anytime that we're together, either with students or with other staff and students must wear a facial covering at all time. Facial coverings are optional when kids are outside. So if they're outside learning, if they're outside playing, obviously if they're outside having a meal, masks are optional. I had the great privilege and pleasure of being the summer school principal this year here. And I will tell you that I was really surprised with how many students chose to keep their mask on even when they were outside. Totally an option. And we want to encourage students to do whatever feels good to them within our safety precautions. And just a reminder, please have your child as much as possible come to school with a mask. But if they forget one, if it breaks, if it gets dirty, if anything happens to it, we have many student masks that we will always provide to them. So I know that when my son goes off to preschool every day, I send him with a couple extra masks. If that's not an option for your family or you're not able to do that, we always have extra masks here on campus. So, all righty. Our temperature, our active health screening process is the same as it was last year, but for any folks that are new, when students first come onto campus, we do a visual screening at the gate. So myself or Mrs. Robinson, Mr. J, whoever's at the front, we'll make sure that students have a mask on. We'll make sure that they look healthy, that they feel good. And then they'll head to their classrooms and their classroom teacher will take their temperature and will ask a series of health screening questions. Temperatures are a must before students enter the building, before they enter their classroom. And if a student's temperature is over 100 degrees, we will send them up to the health office for our health clerk to check them out. So temperature questions. Everyone is so quiet. This is super informative and you're getting what you need, or you're just going to wait till the end, and that's fine too. But please, if you have questions, please use the chat. This is a list of the symptom screening that we have to follow. These are the questions that we ask children. You'll see them there on the right. Obviously, not every 5-year-old will understand what these mean. So I can tell you that our teachers really make these questions age appropriate. So we say things like, are you tired or are you extra tired? You know, how is your tummy feeling? Are you having any bathroom problems? So it's very much an age appropriate conversation, but we do take all of these symptoms very seriously. And if a child does present with COVID symptoms, they will have to leave school and either quarantine or get a COVID test. And if that COVID test is negative, then they can return back to school. But we take this very, very seriously so that we can make sure everyone is safe on campus. This presentation will be shared with you all via email, and these 2 links are live, so you can access them. But on the district website, there is a link to the presentation and the video recording of the August 11th Parent Town Hall. And I also just linked in there, we made a video, about a 7-minute video in the spring when students came back for hybrid. And it's got a lot of visual details about what to expect when they're on campus. And I linked it in there just in case you want to see it, to kind of get a better idea of what happens when kids are on campus. But most importantly, first and foremost, our goal is to make sure that all students and staff are safe, happy, and healthy at school. And we really believe that while we would love for students to not have to wear masks, and we would love for our students to be able to play with everyone all day long, we know that that's not our reality, and that this is how we have to make sure that they stay safe at school. Okay. Is this you, Miss Via?
So we saw in the video that Ms. Jones showed us at the beginning about parking first and then walking to the gate between rooms 2 and 3 to drop off your student. The older kids can be driven through the U traffic circle and dropped off, but a lot of the kinder parents need to walk their kids to the gate. So you can go to that gate between 2 and 3 and take your kids there. We'll be there waiting for them. So teachers and staff will be available to walk your child to class, and the gates open at 7:45 and school begins at 8 a.m. So you have a little bit of a window to find your parking space and walk your student to that gate without worrying about being behind. We do serve breakfast from 7:45 to 8:05. So if the student comes in after 8 and that gate is closed, then they need to go to the front office and enter there and be screened there and then come into class. So if you don't make it to the gate in time, please go there. But it's our hope that everybody makes it by 8 o'clock, because there is a 15-minute window to get everyone there.
Ms. Via, before I go to the next slide, I'm just going to answer this question in the chat. A parent asked, if there is a COVID case on campus, will the school have to quarantine for 10 days, or how does that go? Great question. So if a staff member or a student does have a test positive for COVID, we have very, very strict guidelines that we have to follow. And the first step in that is that our district nurse conducts contact tracing and determines all of the people that would be considered close contacts. If it's a whole class, then the whole class may need to be quarantined. If it's only a matter of a couple students or a staff member, then those individual staff members would be. But I have a very lengthy set of information that I have to share with any parent or adult at home who has someone that would be considered a close contact. So I hope that answers the question. And I hope that this never happens, but if it does, we have a lot of very, very, very strict protocols we have to follow that I would, of course, share with all of the adults at home. And if not, please let me know and I'll clarify more. Sorry about that, Ms. Via.
That's okay. Okay, for dismissal, you're going to park and go back to that same gate between rooms 2 and 3 to pick up your student. Do not park in the U traffic circle. Please park in that parking lot that was shown in the video and walk over. You want to make eye contact with the teacher and let them know who you are here to pick up. And have a little patience with us this first week, because we're getting to know the kids, we're getting to know all of you, and once we start recognizing families, it'll go a lot faster. So the first week might be a little slow, but the benefit most of you kindergartners have is that you will be leaving a little bit earlier because you're doing those assessments. My class will still be full day, so it'll be the regular drop-off pickup time. So the first day, Wednesday, it'll be 1:08, but then after that, it'll be 2:20. And I'm going to do the plug for the San Miguel PTA. The whole reason that I'm a teacher is because I volunteered as a parent first. I was a room mom, and I was making copies and doing things for the teachers. And then I started to get involved with the PTA, and I just started out first going to a few meetings, and then I was the membership chair, and then I was the vice president. And it really didn't take much effort on my part to do those things. In the PTA, the responsibilities can be shared amongst the group if you have enough of you together to do so. And I think the entire time that I participated, we had like 8 members, maybe 6 sometimes, and we made it happen. I was the only 5th grade parent running 5th grade productions one year. But I will tell you that my children were so proud that I was there helping at the school and that I was involved in what they were doing at school, because they knew that what was going on in their day-to-day in the school and in the classroom was important to me. So it's the value of doing it is so much more than just helping out the school. It really does lift your students up, and it makes school a lot more fun, because the more of you that volunteer, the more events that we can do for the students and family type things that really enrich the experience and make us all feel like we're a part. So I really hope that some of you take advantage and that some of you participate. And it can be as simple as just helping out with one event. You don't all have to have board positions, but obviously those positions also need to be filled. So I really hope that some of you take advantage. I know it's a little different now with how things are compared to what our typical school experience would be, but there still is a need for you to be actively participating, and hopefully we can get some virtual things going this year that'll be fun for everybody to come be a part of. Okay. Oh, is this me too?
you and me, but go ahead.
So, first day of school, kids might have a little bit of nerves. They may be a little hesitant to walk away from families. They might be crying, but it's something that they'll get through really fast. When they get in the classroom and they're around their friends, they're gonna change that view pretty quick. So it's just a matter of having patience. And believe me when I tell you, I know it's hard, because my little one cried for the first 3 weeks of preschool, and it was all I could do to walk away without being upset myself. So just have patience with us. Know that we are caring and nurturing, and we love your kids like they're our own, and we're going to do everything we can to make them comfortable at school.
Very, very well said, Ms. Villa. Also, it's harder on you parents than it is on the kids most of the time, because it's hard to let our babies go to kindergarten, and we understand that. And also too, with Miss Virgin and I, we will have another teacher in the room the first couple of days to kind of help out and make sure everything goes really smoothly. So there's lots of adults on campus and lots of teachers that are going to love your kids, and it'll be great. We're ready for it. Can't wait.
All right, that being said, we love to be in communication with you. We love to connect with you and talk to you, hear your questions, comments, and concerns. And we have a handful of ways of doing that. So you can get connected with San Miguel through our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Class Dojo, YouTube. We have it all, and we're here for you. So if you want to go look at some of our handles, we do have access to communication to your teachers, to Principal Jones and their whole school as a whole. Those are some great ways just for you to be able to be in the know about what's going on at San Miguel, as well as what's going on within your classroom. So one of the primary ways that you'll be able to contact us, the teachers, for your child is that we are going to be utilizing Class Dojo as a platform. So I would kind of describe Class Dojo as Facebook, but it's solely for your teacher and the parents within that particular classroom. So if for any reason I may need to connect with you or you need to connect with me, Class Dojo is the ultimate platform for us to be able to do that, especially because with COVID and everything, you know, maybe we don't get a touch base as often as we might like. We're more than happy to connect before or after school, but also Class Dojo is a way that you can get in contact with us during the day or even after hours, depending on if we're on our dojo at that time. And it's a great way for us to just send full notifications or notices to our entire class, like, hey, maybe we're having pajama day next Friday. We would be able to post that on our Class Dojo, and you'd be able to see all the happenings in your classroom. That being said, we do have a little video tutorial, and that's just going to kind of show you how you can connect to Class Dojo through not only your internet, but also through your phone. So there is an app, and this video is going to kind of describe how to set that up for you. And Angela, it does go for Samsung users as well through Google Play. So it's not just Apple Store. It is free. And if we could hit play, that's just going to kind of show how you can set that up.
Awesome. And keep the questions coming in the chat. As soon as we finish the slide, I'm going to go through all of them and read them out loud.
Today we'll tell you how to add a Class Dojo page. Once your teacher sends you a code, you're going to find this in your messages. Click your messages. I see that I have a link asking me to join Class Dojo. Here I'm going to click the link to take me to the Class Dojo page. I'm going to say that I'm Tess Parents, and I'm going to fill in my first name, last name, email address, and I will create a password.
They're just hiding that personal information there.
Here I'll have to download the Class Dojo app from the Apple Store or the Play Store. I'm going to hit Get or Download and wait for the app to download. I'm going to register as a parent, and I already have an account that I created before. Here I'll put on the login information that I had just created. I'll use the same email and same password. And hit login. Here I'm going to allow notifications so I know when my child's teacher has sent a notification. Here I'm going to hit allow again for my phone settings. This will take me to the class story where I can see pictures and updates from my child's teachers or their school. On the bottom, I can also receive private messages from my child's teacher. I can also add another child by adding the plus button at the bottom of the page. Here I can add my child with the class code that my child's teacher will give me. I can also change the language settings by clicking the gray circle at the top right hand of the page. This will take me to the settings page and I will hit language. Here I can choose from many different languages, and so the notifications will come up in my language and be translated for me.
So again, Class Dojo, very easy way to get in contact with your teacher. Maybe your kid has a little mishap on the playground and they have a cut and we wanted to explain what happened to you. We can connect with you through that. If you have any questions for us, Class Dojo, ultimately that's going to be the best way to get in contact with your teachers. So feel free to go and download that, and we, the teachers, are going to be sending you an email or text very shortly in the next couple of days, just attaching you onto those classrooms.
Today we'll tell you how to add a Class Dojo page.
All right, so that's all that we have to share. There are a lot of questions in the chat. I'm gonna keep the recording going so that people can hear the answers to these questions. So I'm gonna start at the top. Are parents allowed to come to the only allowed to come to the black gates, or can we have access to the full campus with our kiddos? So for now, we're not able to have any visitors and volunteers on campus. So you are able to see your child go into class if they're in room 1 or room 2, since the gate is right on the other side of those classroom doors. But at this time, we're not able to have any visitors or volunteers on campus, which is really hard and not fun to say, but it is just a health and safety precaution at this time. So questions about cleaning in terms of sanitizing and cleaning. So we have 2 custodians that are full-time, one of them during the day and then some overlap and then one in the evening. And Mr. Roland, our senior custodian, he is cleaning all day long. And I am not exaggerating. He gets like 30,000 steps a day and he's cleaning all day long. In addition to that, our night custodian cleans every room every night. And one of the great things that we have is a Clorox 360 machine. If you're not familiar with it, it's a pretty fancy dancy machine. And every room where students or staff are in gets sprayed every night. And this spray stays on the surface. And there's a ton of research from Clorox that it kills like 99.9% of germs and bacteria. So that happens every night. In addition to that, we have every one of our rooms has bipolar ionization, and it's an extra filtration system. And my understanding is that it makes all of the air in our spaces about hospital grade, which is great. And that runs 24 hours a day in every single room that we have. We also have cleaning throughout the day in terms of in the classroom by the teacher. Whenever students are at the lunch tables, we clean them afterwards. We clean equipment at the end of the day. So we don't formally, there was a question about cleaning the actual play structure, and we don't clean the play structure itself. That's because a lot of the research shows us that COVID is typically not transmitted by touch. So what we ask is that all students must wash their hands after recess or after they play outside. But we have really, really rigorous cleaning protocols here on campus during the day and in the evening as well. How many children per class? So the Lemon Grove School District works off of what's called a ratio, and the ratio for kindergarten classes is 24:1. We do our best to keep all of our rooms at 24:1. If we find that we're going over in our lower grades, we may get another teacher, but we always attempt for a 24:1 ratio. And then in the upper grades, it's 29:1. Questions about laptops. Yes, if for some reason we have to close our buildings down and go to virtual learning, please never happen again. We are obligated to provide students with Chromebooks, just as we did in the last school year in the fall. Every student had a Chromebook or was offered a Chromebook that went home with them. And if that happened again, we would absolutely continue that practice. But I hope that doesn't happen. Oh my goodness. Who will be doing the COVID testing? I don't know the name of the lab offhand, but it will be on the permission form that you're sent. But it is a lab that we contract with that does all of the testing for us. And those testing results typically come back within 2 days. In the spring, when we had COVID testing on campus, we got some of them as soon as a day, but typically it's about 2 days. And the students are given the choice of a nose swab or a saliva test, but a lot of our littles really actually preferred the nose swab because it takes such a large amount of saliva to actually test. and students were really having a hard time producing as much as the test required. So most students really have preferred a nose swab, but both will be offered. And yes, questions about teacher classroom. Teachers will be notifying families tomorrow who is in their room, whether it's via an email, there'll be a dojo message, there may be some phone calls happening, but we will be letting families know tomorrow, if not maybe later on this evening. Children are not required to wear a uniform. That was a protocol that we established in the spring, and it's carried over based on the wonderful feedback that we had from our community members. So uniforms are not required. If they miss breakfast, if students miss breakfast and they come late to school and they're hungry, we will feed them. We will find a way to get them food. I don't care how, we will find a way to get kids food if they're hungry. But we would hope that kiddos that would like to eat breakfast come a little bit early so that we can get that going and get their day up and running. Oh, yay, LaTanya, I'm so happy that your little one is excited to meet her teacher. We are so excited too. Lots and lots of great things. And again, it feels very strange to have you all on a screen and be far away, but I hope that this is temporary. I hope that we can get visitors and volunteers on campus, but the most important thing is that we want our kids to be safe, happy, and healthy at school. And we will partner with you every step of the way in that. So any other questions, adults at home? You can unmute, you can use the chat. If you are done for the day or have to go do dinner, that's fine, but we are here.
I have a question.
Yes.
I haven't stopped by in the front of the campus. How do I know what teacher my kid has? Is it posted out front?
No, we're not able to actually post classes right now. We don't want people congregating. So you'll receive an email or a phone call by tomorrow with an invitation from your child's teacher. Question about food. Yes, if you would like for your child to bring a lunch or a healthy snack, you certainly can. Everyone will eat breakfast and lunch for free while they're here at San Miguel. But if your child, I know my son, he eats about the same 5 things. And if it's not one of those 5 things, he's not going to eat. So I might be sending him lunch. But even if families send a lunch, we always encourage kids to look at the menu and see if they want to try the food. But you're able to certainly bring a healthy lunch or a healthy snack. Do any of the teachers speak Spanish? You know, we have a lot of staff on campus that speak Spanish throughout the day. I don't know if, I know Mrs. Cruz does not speak Spanish. Miss Virgin, I do not know if you speak Spanish. I'm not sure. Miss Villa does not speak Spanish, but we have lots, a little bit, un poquito. Okay.
See? I can understand it. However, responding is a little bit more difficult for me.
Definitely, definitely. So we do have lots of staff members that speak Spanish if we need translation. Any big communication that's sent home, we get it translated, and then we really rely on that Dojo app as well for the translation feature. But if there's anything that you need immediately, our health clerk in the front definitely speaks Spanish also. And peanut butter, at this time, I have to be honest, I am not aware of all of our students' allergies in kindergarten. So if there is a student with an allergy, your teacher will let you know, and I will let you know as well. But as of now, no one's, I'm not aware of anyone with a peanut allergy. Any other questions? Great question. So there's a question about certain dietary restrictions based on religious reasons. We always have several meal options for kids. And one of them is always going to be a vegetarian option. So there will always be something for your child to eat. I'm just laughing because a parent missed a comment because there was a noisy little one in the background. There will be a lunch menu for the month. Yes, those menus are posted and we will share those, and they're always on our district website. And I believe when I looked this morning, they were all there, but you'll have a menu for the whole month, and they're also always up here in the office too. Oh, Latanya beat me to it. There's a menu posted under the nutrition circle on the website. Thank you for that. Great question. What supplies should your child start school with? All that they really need is a backpack and a water bottle. And a water bottle is optional, but encouraged because it gets hot outside. We will supply all of the materials when they're here in the classroom, and then they will have a folder that goes back and forth for parent communication, but we take care of all of the kids' supplies. Oh, and Mrs. Cruz is holding up a red folder right now. So you'll see that in your kiddo's backpack, but you don't have to worry about any supplies. Now, if your child wants to bring a certain pen, you know, that's fine, but we really encourage kids to use what we've got here, and we take care of everything that they may need, and then some. Absolutely, you are welcome. Thank you so much for being here, you guys. And again, if you have to head on with your day, we're answering questions at this point, but you're certainly welcome to head out. And we're so excited for Wednesday. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. Any other questions? Miss Virgin, Miss Cruz, Miss Robinson, Miss Via, am I missing anything? Anything we haven't covered?
I think you covered it all.
Great. Anything else, adults at home? Unmute if that's easier, or use the chat. Otherwise, you can head on with your evening. Yes. Thank you, Latanya. Mr. Jacobs, are you Izzy's dad? Okay. Hi. Tell her we said hello. Dee Dee, great question. So every Wednesday is a minimum day. A 108 dismissal every single Wednesday. And then for kindergarten, the first 5 days of school are minimum days with a 108 dismissal. So for kindergarten only, this Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Monday, Tuesday are minimum days. And then Wednesday goes back to our typical minimum day. So every Wednesday for every kiddo. And then for kindergarten, it's also the first 5 days.
Except for Miss Via's class.
I am full day so much,
other than the first.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Will my child bring the school supplies back? Miss Cruz, we don't typically send school supplies back and forth, do we? Everything stays here in the kiddo's desk.
Yeah, everything stays at school, but if you're in need of something, let your child's teacher know.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely. Oh, yay. Thank you so much. We are excited to have your kiddos too. All right. Well, unless there's anything else, I think we'll stop the recording and sign off. All right. Okay. Oh, we are too. Can't wait to meet Penelope. All right, everybody. Thank you. Have a great night. Thank you. Thank you.